Hey everyone, welcome to day 22, and I'm just rolling with the fact that I'm a day behind, guys. So today I am working with this sketch from Sketches in Time, and I'm also going to be working with creating my school stash bash layout. That is what Sarah Scraps is doing for the month of September. Every Saturday there's a scrapbooking series on that a few of us are doing that is trying to bust out some school photos. So like I said, Jackson isn't actually in school yet. He's in junior kindergarten. So I'm just scrapbooking his first day of junior kindergarten for this year. And I'm going to use this die cut piece that is from my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit for September. And I have to tell you, the way I used it was not actually what I was expecting to do with it, but I really love the outcome of it. I think it's really neat and I'm proud of the way it turned out. And it's just one of those layouts that it came together pretty easily. And I want to just mention, you guys are seeing very much the kind of like my base level of scrapbooking. So you're not seeing all the extra embellishments, you're not seeing my journaling, you're not seeing any of that right now because I'm still trying to get all of these layouts done before the end of the month. Obviously I'm a day behind, so I'm hoping to catch up, but I'm thinking that's not going to happen. I'm just going to have an extra video into the month of October. But so you're not seeing me do a whole lot of extras for anything. But my goal here is to end up going back in October and just doing all my little added touches. That is not a lot. It's just doing a few little things, adding my journaling, maybe a few more embellishments, and just kind of tying it up and elevating it just that little bit to what I personally like. So that's kind of my plan. That you don't see it because, like I said, I'm trying to bust these out for you, but don't be surprised if I share another video or layout or something, or if you see my layout share and you notice that it looks different. It's probably because I added a few things, so I just wanted to mention that for you. And this layout, it took me a little bit. You'll notice it's a little bit longer. I was kind of playing and taking my time today. I had all day, not all day, but I had moments to scrap today, and so I just wanted to kind of play and see what I could create. And I'm so proud of myself using this piece of Allison craft paper. This is Webster's Pages, and I've kind of been hoarding this piece of paper. I don't know why. I don't really even like it, but I guess the color tones are pretty neat. But I finally broke into it, and yeah, it might look a little weird to you that I'm using teal, even though my son's wearing a blue shirt, but it was working, and it played off really well with that gray, and that gray piece is I think it's an October afternoon, and it is probably the oldest piece of paper I have. So I was really, really, really proud of myself for using a big portion of that. The rest of it I think I can actually just toss because I don't have much left. And it was very school. It said school to me. It was school themed, so I was happy to get that used up, and definitely went along with the rules. Although Sarah doesn't really set rules, just guidelines on what you could do, and I felt like it really fit that. So I'm going to use that, and it all kind of ties into the sketch. You're going to notice I don't follow it exactly. There's a lot of layers to Sketches in Times. They do a very in-depth explanation of where things can go and what layers should be and what strips of pattern paper and everything, and it's really, really neat, but it's not always what I'm trying to do. So I cut back just a little bit on how much paper I use, but you get the idea of the sketch in my layout anyways. And so I'm gonna do a 3-part kind of border for my photos. I backed it with white, and then I'm going to use the star paper that I did flip upside down because I liked the idea of having a solid, perfect straight line there for the outside. So I just rotated 180 degrees. And then there's going to be that green paper, which is that Webster's Pages. And then I'm going to use the gray paper, which is the alphabet one that you see right there. And those are going to be my 3 layers that I use. And then I'm going to go in, and you saw that I cut into that piece of Pink Fresh, I think it's Pink Fresh, yes. And it's just something I've had around. I had a different plan with that whole piece of pattern paper, but that color was so perfect. And because Jackson's backpack is red and you can see his little red stripes, the stripes from his backpack, I wanted to add in just a little bit of red to kind of help bring that in just a little bit. And guess what I'm going to do, because I'm using red. Can you guess? I am going to go ahead and bring in my stamp, not my stamp, my stencil, my star stencil, and my Redalicious Dazzlers. And yes, I'm going to do what I just did on my other layout just a couple days ago, because it works so perfectly. I told you that was going to be my new go-to thing when it comes to red, and I'm already utilizing it. But I love it. And it was messy and I messed it up and I smudged it when I moved it on my page, and it's a hot mess, but when you add in all the layers and everything, it worked just fine. And I did way more than I needed to. I basically covered this whole piece, and my photo, where I'm covering right now, my photo goes. I don't know why I was so determined to do that, but it's all good. It was fun to play with, and that's the nice thing about when you're using white cardstock. If you really, really hate it, as long as you haven't glued anything down yet, and I'm not someone that like glues as I go, I really like to make sure that, especially if I'm doing mixed media, I like my mixed media and I like my sewing and stuff, and then I go in and glue the rest of the stuff down. So I just did that. So it's not that, like, that's really pretty, right? And then I went to move my stencil, and you're going to see that it's smudged a little. So thank goodness for layers, because you don't notice it. But, oh, it's, there you go. And then I'm also going to put some up at the top as well. And yeah, I like that. It's, like I said, just a nice little added touch. You really don't see the ones up at the top very much at all, because my title is going to go up there, and it kind of hides it, but I know it's there, and there is still just a little hint of it, so you'll notice that. So I'm going to go ahead and put those stripes back down, and my layers, I didn't glue. The last thing I glued down were these layers with my photo, because I just wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, so I left it like that. I also went in and cut another strip of this gray word paper down, and just I'm adding in now. This is something that was in my school stash bag goodie that I have, and it's just the numbers 1 through 9, and this is a cut file that Sarah Scraps cut for me, and I never used it when she had originally given it to me, so I'm glad to get that used up. I also cut a couple more stars from that beautiful die cut piece of paper I got from my kit, and I'm just gonna go in and punch a bunch of holes and do just a little tiny bit of stitching in black, because you're gonna see I'm gonna start to spell out my title. I know I'm a little off screen there, I'm sorry, I didn't realize how high up it was, and to an angle. That's what I get for scrapbooking on a Saturday. But the word junior is in black, and so I needed to tie in black just a little bit in other areas, so I am going to go ahead and stitch those stars. I'm also very proud of myself by bringing in this rub-on sheet, which is from Amy Tangerine, and I'm going to use the star and the leaf, and I also think that there's one that says rad, and I'm going to add that into this too. And now I have thought about it. My very first layout that I did for my son when he was in, it was called, well, preschool, I guess, last year that he did. And I used rad pre-K adventures, so I'm gonna have to make sure that I use the word rad on every layout now. That's a school theme, I think, and keep that kind of going. And you can see I used a big alpha for the word junior, and then small for kindergarten, just because I really want to highlight the fact that it's, this is only his first year and he'll go again next year. So that's kind of how I was going about it. And I'm going to just right underneath where it says kindergarten, even though I do put a rub on that says, that's just a bunch of X's or something, I'm still going to write the fact that this is first year, because he'll go again next year. And then I am going to finish off embellishing by adding this pencil and that little apple that says apple of my eye. I thought that was really cute. And you guys, other than the stitching that you're going to see me do, this basically wraps up my layout. So it was very, very simple. But like I said, I really love it. I think it's neat, and it says what I wanted to say. It's fun and playful, especially for, a junior kindergarten layout. And it followed the sketch pretty closely. So I was happy with that, even though it's not exact. to me. I kind of changed up the stars with the circles with the stars there, and I look at it a little bit, and I almost want to go and add a star to the, like, maybe the bottom left hand corner. So I might go back and do that because it does look a little off to me, and I like, you know how I love a visual triangle, so I'll probably go back and fix that. But other than that, yeah, I'm really proud of it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Go back and check out everyone else. I think there's 2 or 3 of us that were able to get another layout up for today. There's one more Saturday, I believe, in this month that there'll be videos for next week, so stay tuned for that as well. And I will be back tomorrow with another layout, and maybe I was going to stay up late tonight and scrap, but I'm exhausted, so that's not going to happen tonight. But maybe tomorrow I will be able to luck out and get a couple layouts done. If not, I'm just going to keep being a day behind. At least I'm getting a video out a day, right, guys? That's the main point. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday up to yourselves, and I will be back. Bye, everyone.